Oh, you can't hear us yet? Oh, hey, Hayden,
Hola.
is Janine online with us or is she coming in, you know? Oh,
I can almost hear you.
almost. Can you hear me now? I can hear me.
Okay. Wake up.
Hello. We can hear you. I just got a sick dog. I guess one of the dogs running along by a fence and hit a shark. I got this wall. Yeah.
And with all that, there's a guy bought 3 lots right at the end of my property. He lives in that street. All 3 lots, right? His house is 380 on everything.
Wow.
And with all the rain.
Oh,
and
God.
other neighborhoods, with all the rain, all this water came down. It needed like
Gullies.
gullies, like Grand Canyon would be split 2 feet deep by like this big along the road spot, and my dog, when I go take my French kids out, I had to put him about a half a mile.
Oh,
And he runs along that little county spot, he said, like, he just pulls mud, runs like crazy, well, grass. He
Oh.
just
Boom.
almost disappeared into there.
Wow. Wow. All right.
So we're just waiting for Bill. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Can you hear us now, Hayden?
I can hear you.
All
I
right.
can't hear Bill. I don't think his mic's on.
Oh, Bill's mic.
Hello.
On.
Okay.
Best wishes for your pup. Thank you.
Oh, so you guys need me here?
I don't think so.
Thanks, Freddie. I know. Go to my room, Mom.
It kind of lives in there.
Well, we talked a lot last month. We need to average that down today.
I wasn't, well, with the changes and stuff, I wasn't sure what was important, what wasn't, to reflect back on, so,
Yeah, it's a lot.
yeah. Well,
You can't blame it on me because I left the meeting at 4:30.
good discussion. All those events. Hayden, we're just waiting on Bill Stewart. He should be here shortly.
This texted me a minute ago saying, be there shortly. Maybe you got the same one.
He's close, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Didn't text me, but I'm ready.
Wow. Is there any other handouts that we have, or were we supposed to bring our handouts from last month? Because I didn't. Like with item 13 and any of that kind of stuff that we,
Oh, I have them on the screen to screen share.
thank you,
Yeah,
appreciate it.
and I have them in Word documents so that I can just make notes right in the document
fine.
as we discussed.
Make
so.
sure,
Mhm.
because my memory's not that good. So Tom, what's that terracing thing that's going on?
the what?
The terracing up the hill back behind here?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's the Water Authority's aqueduct.
Oh.
The erosion had taken a lot of earth off and it was starting to expose parts of the pipe, so they're stepping up to backfill the pipeline.
Gotcha. Hey, Bill.
It's quite expensive to do,
It was.
especially if you do it the way the Water Authority did.
And then I'm done with those for a while. I promise.
We'll talk later.
Either.
Well, they tend
Hello.
to, 20 years ago, we were building the Liebenheim Dam and I was running the treatment plant right at the base of it while they were building the dam, and the Water Authority was running the contractors there. And they'd have something they need them to do. But, and one of the women who was sharp lady was one of the project managers of the Water Authority, would come to me and say, hey, can you do me a favor? I could get this done through our contracts, but the way we do things, the change order process, all that is gonna like triple the price. Can you guys, I'll work out a deal with you guys, just do it and we'll reimburse you, because we're a smaller agency, we could just do it, because they have this big organization and
Mhm.
everything turns into a molehill into a mountain.
Mhm.
And so we did 4 or 5 different change orders for them that way to try to keep their costs down. And unfortunately, not everybody at the Water Authority takes that approach and they do their standard way. I mean, they spent $900,000 on a custom billing software to build 24 customers.
Hmm.
I'm like, what? Excel sounds like pretty good for 24. You keep track of 24 things in Excel, and it's like $900,000.
Wow, must be good software. Well, I was just curious because I kept seeing it. I'm thinking they can't put houses on the side of that hill.
No,
um,
but they've been at it for some time. Of course, then it rained like Noah's
Right.
Ark style in the
Yeah.
middle of it.
Gotcha. Okay, well, I think we can get started here. So it's 3:35. I'm gonna call the meeting to order. If we could all stand for the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America.
America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey. Okay, roll call. Bill Shute, I'm present. Bill Stewart. Janine is out today. And Hayden Hamilton.
I am here, not there, but here.
Okay. All right, do we have any members of the public?
I just checked with Freddie. We do have 2 members online.
Okay, great. All right. So if at any point anyone would like to ask a question or make a comment and have joined this meeting with their computer, they can click on the raise hand button located at the bottom of the screen. We will be alerted that they would like to speak. When called upon, please unmute the microphone and ask the question or make comments in no more than 3 minutes. Those who have joined by dialing a number on their telephone will need to press *6 to unmute themselves and then star 9 to alert us that they would like to speak. A slight pause will also be offered at the conclusion of each agenda item discussion to allow public members an opportunity to make comments or ask questions. Okay, item number 5, seating of alternates. I don't think that's necessary, correct?
We don't even have an alternate at this point.
That's right. Yeah, well, I guess that is a topic.
I think we left this on there, Tom, in case we wanted to talk about appointing an alternate since we don't have any.
Well,
Yeah, well-
item number 16 is committee membership.
Right.
So if alternates fall under committee membership.
Yeah, I think that the alternate has traditionally been a staff member, and I think we should wait till Heather starts here and then she'll be here next month. So that way she'd be
Okay.
an appropriate alternate.
Okay. Thank you. Item 6, additions, deletions, amendments to the agenda.
I think that item 11, unless one of you is prepared to speak on item 11, I think we should defer that because that was something that Cynthia was handling up and it will be getting back on once we have our new person in line.
Okay.
HOA and submetering outreach update.
I was gonna say the same.
Okay,
It's a different.
yeah, we don't
Yeah.
have that. We don't have anything substantive to tell you, so I guess we can keep it on there. We'll just say we don't have anything to tell you, or we can just skip it.
Okay, let's just push that to May.
Right.
All right, anything else? Additions, deletions? Okay. Everyone should have the March 2nd minutes in front of them. If you guys could take a moment to refresh yourself with them, and if I
Number
could get
7.
a motion to approve.
Bill, number 7.
Missed item 7.
No public
Oh,
comment.
sorry, I checked the
A
wrong
whole
box.
line of
Thank you.
people here.
Thank you. Sorry. My
Well, there's-
apologies. All right, item number 7, public comments relating to items not on the agenda.
We did not receive any public comment.
Nothing in
and
writing. Freddie, anybody in the cyberspace?
No raise hands.
Okay,
We all good?
we're good.
All right, apologize for skipping that. I got a little happy with my check marks there. Okay. Item number 8, again, the March 2nd minutes. If I could have a motion to approve,
I so move.
Second.
roll call.
Member Hamilton,
Yes.
member Shute,
Aye.
and member Stewart.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, item 9, general manager comments.
All right, a couple comments, one on the water supply situation and one on what's going on at the water authority, non-detachment stuff. What a difference 6 months makes. 6 months ago, the newspaper headlines were identifying we're in the middle of the worst drought in 1,200 years. And now it's Noah's Ark is
What?
being constructed.
1,200.
That's what the other stories were about. It's the worst drought in 1200. Now on the Colorado River, that's,
Sure.
that sort of thing. In California, many of us have lived here for a long time have seen this happen in a cyclical pattern. But as of a week and a half ago, the state said that the state water project deliveries will be at 75%, which is something that happens only rarely since the Wanger decision. They were at 5% to begin the water year in October and then slowly went up, but then now we're at 75%. That number is important because Metropolitan last in the wintertime or December, I think their December board meeting said that they would start water allocations unless the state water project deliveries at 75%. Well, they did. And right now, and you might have seen on the news last week, they started filling Diamond Valley Lake in earnest from the state water project. And so that reservoir is full. In December, an example is the San Luis Reservoir, which is the one, if you go up to 5 and you hang a left to go to Gilroy,
Yeah.
was at 25% full. It's at 100% full today. It's completely topped off. They're going to top off every reservoir over the next couple of months and even before it all melts. So that's where it's just the amount of water that's going to end up flooding Central Valley is going to be immense. The Southern Sierra has the largest snowpack ever, way over to 1983, which caused a ton of flooding. out there.
190 inches.
It is.
The program I saw.
Tom, can't they do injection in the Central Valley to replenish the water table?
Yeah, the problem with what's happened to Central Valley, there's two of them. No, they don't have good injection facilities and you can only inject so much because the ground,
Yeah.
it's easier to pull it out than it is to put it back. But as you all very well aware, there's been a ton of subsidence as they've been
Mhm.
pulling that water out. everything's on, and it's compacted the soils, which makes it the put capacity even slower. And that's why it's filling up there in the Tulare Basin. And of course, it's a lake bed. I mean, it
Sure.
was a lake. And so we're going to see some pretty significant flooding events out there.
Mhm.
You've probably read the stories. There's different people angling to, hey, let's cut that levee over there. It's what floods that guy's field, not my field, and that kind of stuff going on over there. I think it highlights the need to have storage that we should have built decades ago, so that when these things come, and they come every 5, 6, 7 years, I mean, it seems to me to be a fairly consistent cycle. We need to be able to take advantage of it and store it before when we hit the dip in precipitation, 3 or 4 or 5 years after that. And so we'll see what happens with that. But we do expect to see, for everybody who's an avocado farmer, lower TDS water coming into the region. It's going to take a little while for it to get through Met system and get it to where we've been on 100% Colorado water for some time. Metropolitan was pumping like crazy from the Colorado because we had so little water from the state. Now they're backing off their pumps as they go over. Metropolitan, I spoke to someone in their program today who's in the Colorado River program. They have their 550,000 acre feet, but they also have deals with farmers out there, kind of like the Water Authority does, to get another couple 100,000 acre feet fallowing programs that they pay these guys not to use the water, and they take the water. Well, they're not going to do that. They're going to let the federal government pay these guys, and they'll keep the water in the river because they're going to they won't have anywhere to put it here. Now the 550,000 acre feet will come in and they can deliver it straight to the customers, but they don't have any way to bring excess water in and store it here for later
Yeah.
use. They're also somewhat concerned that sometime next week, I've been telling you this for months, the feds are supposed to do something, or at least this has been going on since last summer. And I was told next week we're supposed to see the initial draft of their proposal to put it out there for public review. Meta has concerns that if they leave the water in the river, then they won't get it later. So everybody's playing this game, but the hydrology in the Sierras, in the Colorado Basin, was dramatically improved over a couple of years ago, but the structural deficits still exist. It's not going to fill up Lake Mead. You've seen the pictures of Orville and Shasta, how there's like, whoa, way up. That's not happening over there. Those reservoirs are much, much larger, and it's going to take a much longer series. It's going to take, 5, 6, 7 years of rain and snow like this to even get close to making a dent, really. But we'll see. On the Water Authority front, but anyway, the good news is that, and I think one of the things we hear from our customers on the detachment is they're worried about reliability if we don't have the great and fabulous reliability that the Water Authority's expensive water supplies gain us. Well, we just went through one of the driest 3-year periods in the history of California, and Metropolitan never went into allocations in our area. They did in those parts of the northern part which don't have access to Colorado supplies. But even with what the dual problem on the Colorado and the State Water Project happening simultaneously, which doesn't always happen that way, there was never any allocations. Now, if it had gone on another year, yeah, we would have seen it. But we didn't. It'll be several years before all the storage that we've built up this winter will have been depleted should we go back to dry conditions. So I think that should give some people comfort that you're not giving up much in terms of reliability by resting on what Metropolitan has. So
Why, if we're going to take a lot more California Water Project water this year, and
Yeah.
that I assume that applies to all of Southern California.
yeah, generally, yeah.
Why then wouldn't the Colorado River system, fill up the reservoirs with all the water they're not vending to us?
Well, as I said, that Met's worried that if they leave the water out there, then the federal government come in with a rule and say you can't. Now it depends on what they come up with in whatever when the feds take action, because one of the things they were going to say is they're going to mandate cuts. They're going to say you can't take your water because there's I think about 2 million acre feet in Lake Mead that Met has the rights to, a system they created in 2007 called intentionally created surplus.
Uh-huh.
To where you leave water in there, but you're creating a surplus by creating local supply here or something, so you can leave water in Lake Mead, but you get the opportunity to pull it back out in excess. Like you got 500,000 acre feet, but I have 1 million over there. Hey, I want to take 700,000 out next year. So my 1 million went down to 800. My storage account goes down. So
Yeah.
you're using storage accounts in the federal system that you get, but under some of the proposals, all the ICS water, as they call it, intentional created surplus, just it goes away. You can't access it. So they don't want to leave water in the river where it might get taken. But at a certain point, when Diamond Valley Lake builds, and if we have another wet year next year, there's gonna be nowhere to put it here, right? And so you can only fill up all the reservoirs till they're full. And after that, I guess if you want to use that water from the state, the smart thing to do was for the feds to say, hey, Met, if during these wet cycles, you can pivot over on the state water project, we won't take this water from you forever, and we'll let you have it again later and let that program go. Because it did work. Whenever we had these wet years, we left water out in the Colorado. The water authority's water too. You know, in 2018, we got 0 Colorado water. Was it 2018, Robert? You remember the 19? 0 water came out of the Colorado. Yeah, and it was just because we were able to and leave that water out there. But you don't want to gamble and leave your water out there and have people make a run on the bank or close the bank on you, as the case may be. And so that's where we're at. And with regard to the water authority, and you probably saw in the paper, and I can't remember if that was before our last meeting, the 14% rate increase was the proposal.
It was all over the
It's
place.
creating quite a bit of consternation. I did the news bit on KUSI on it a couple of weeks ago, and
Did those guys with LAFCO read the paper?
oh yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's problematic, obviously, because 14% is what the water authority averages out. Normally, when they have a rate change, like last time they said their rates are going to go up 6%, but when we look at the details for Rainbow, it went up 8%, 8.2 or 8.3, because of the way their charges are never the same for every agency. And so we expect this one, once we get the details, which we haven't fully gotten yet, to have more impact on us than even that, which is devastating. You know, this is something we'll be arguing with LAFCO that, like, you guys piddle paddling around with this thing for the last 3 years. It's killing us. But there was quite a bit of, let's say, opposition to this at the Water Authority Board. And interestingly, one of the people on the leadership committee at the Water Authority is one of the mayor of San Diego's deputy chief of staff. And he read from what I could, knowing the guy, this was his prepared, it wasn't him speaking off the cuff, let's say, and indicated that there's no way the city would go over for anything that was double digits as a rate increase. And maybe I've been doing this too long and I'm jaundiced and cynical, but I could just see those people sitting around in a room saying, man, we need 9.9% rate increase. And they say, well, why? Put it out bigger. And then we'll come to the rescue from 14 down to 9.9, and everyone will thank us. And they'll be happy to have only 9.9% rate increase. I'm sorry. I'm
Way they work.
cynical.
That's 2 digits.
Yeah, 9 point. Well, I guess it is 2 digits left of the decimal point, I guess, is there. Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah. And so it's going to be a kind of a drag out fight down there. We will be left on the wayside.
So not only Diamond Valley, but Paris and Matthews and Silverwood, everybody's gonna get full.
Anything that has access to state project water is going to get full. The MX system.
And it doesn't have any impact on us as far as any of our reservoirs that we can use. There's no need to store if they're just not big enough.
Oh, you mean in our system?
Yeah.
Yeah, all of ours are treated water reservoirs, so you can't keep it there for 6 months or a year or till next year. We've got to move them in and move them out. So
Got it.
the treated water storage,
Yeah.
if you're there more than a month, you're really pushing.
What about the one that doesn't have the cover on it? That's really large. That's-
Back reservoir? Yeah, we'd have to have a treatment plant and raw water conveyance pipelines to move that somewhere.
Nice.
And so the cost of doing that's only 200 million gallons. And so it's a lot of water.
Yeah.
But it's also a proverbial drop in the bucket.
Yeah.
Our ratepayers paid for a ton of storage in San Diego County. It's just all south of us. We can't use it. Water Authority has over 100,000 acre feet of water in storage in county that we paid for and can't get.
Got it. And what about what happened up at Owens Lake? I saw an article.
Yeah.
Um,
That's the LA aqueduct that comes down, from the movie Chinatown. You remember that thing? There was a flood and it took out part of the aqueduct and it severed it. I mean, that thing's 100 years old. And so they took them a while. I think they got it up and running in a couple of days or a week or so. They got it repaired,
Wow.
but it just washed it out. And
and
so,
Owens Lake has water in it now.
Yeah, I mean, nowhere near as much as it used to in the old days, but you know, Owens Lake was always it's
Was it
kind of like,
right above the reservoir or right
Well, it
above the
all-
lake bed?
it's on the same watershed.
Yeah.
So I don't know how far it was from the lake, but it all ends up there because that was the dry lake bed that
Sure.
everything ran to, kind of like Tulare
Yeah.
Lake. It would be a shallow marshy lake that would kind of seasonally vary in elevation, but
There was nothing but
Yeah.
a salt plant there.
well, yeah, I mean, since
Or
they took all,
borax or something.
took all the water out of it, yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
Okay,
There's my report.
Thank you.
Any
That's
questions for the general manager that hadn't been asked? Hayden, you good?
I'm good.
Okay, committee member comments. Hayden, why don't we start with you?
I really don't have anything today. I'm sorry I missed the last meeting, but I was on a tour of the State Water Project, which was very fascinating. They come up periodically, and I'd encourage you, if you have an opportunity and are interested, to try to sign up for one of them.
Okay.
We toured Orville Dam. We toured the project office of the Sykes Reservoir, which is one of the only Prop 16 allocated funds for water storage that is in the process. That particular plan is to take an area and basically flood it with excess State Water Project water in wet years. And the participants then would be able to allocate and pull out water on the as needed basis with evaporation. The project started in 2012. They hope to have it completed by 2032. And they hope next year to basically find out what water rights they have, if any. So
Okay,
it's kind of a nebulous project as far as I think.
Where is it? Hayden?
Northwest of Sacramento,
Yeah, it's west of Sacramento and
North of the Delta.
north of the Bay Area, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Too?
north of the Delta storage, so it'd be coming off the Sacramento River.
Yeah.
They need to do that. They also need to do one down in the south of the Delta.
Right.
That isn't
all
that,
these-
that isn't that diversion basin, is it? That's just
No,
beyond the
it's a-
freeway?
It's a whole new system. It's off the road a little ways. There's
Yeah.
just Box Canyon. They're gonna build a
Oh.
dam in and then move the water in there when there's excess, like now,
Yeah.
and then leave it there until you need it later. Huh, crazy idea.
The most impressive thing that I saw is the Bay Delta area that we toured, and we were in a tour bus. And you're driving along the top of a levee, and you have a water channel over on your left side that's about 2 feet below the top of the levee, and on the right side, the ground is about 35 feet below where you are. And that's because they have a problem with subsidence as they pull the water out, and the peat, it's all a peat bog that basically decomposes and sinks. So that's why you keep hearing of things about levee breaches and flooding farms and those types of things. Reality is the farmers own the levees, but we pay for the maintenance of them.
Yeah, and those things all used to flood on the regular, and they built
Mm.
these levees to try to
Yeah.
channelize the
right.
river so they could the delta so they could farm there. But nature's like, hey, okay, then this goes down, and then levee fails. Hey, now
Taking it out.
now it's wetlands again.
Gotcha. Okay, anything
Crazy.
else, Hayden?
That's it.
Bill?
Thank you. No, don't have any other than the article that appeared a week ago in the San Diego Union Tribune, which, as I read the article and I looked at it carefully, as it got toward the end of the article, it really got into why we were leaving and what, it made a pretty good case.
Was that the one on the desalination funding?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it dealt with that, and it dealt with the 14% increase, and it said,
Yeah.
essentially underlying it was, why wouldn't they leave?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, they're
that
not.
particular article, and I talked to the reporter who wrote it.
And-
The last line of it they're talking about the desal plant. They're talking about how the costs are gonna grow, and then the last one was like, in the future they might not even need it. It was along those lines. I'm paraphrasing, Because he's acutely aware of the math, the water authority's budget of 360,000 acre feet, 330,000 acre feet take or pay demands, including that, desal plant. It's like, whoa, and it's been doing this for 20 years.
Mhm.
Somehow it's going to do that in the future.
Interesting.
Population growth
Oh, that's
in
it.
Miami.
That's right.
Yeah, somewhere.
Anything
Not
else,
here.
Bill?
No, thank you.
Let's see. I spoke with Frank Becker, a couple of weeks back, maybe 3 weeks ago, and Frank, thanked, everyone for allowing him to, participate and learn about the committee. But at this time, Frank's not, interested in, joining the, committee.
Does that
So-
change our terms of our bet, though?
Not at all.
Okay.
No, it's, I think I won. I'm pretty sure I won. Actually, I know I won.
All right, pick a date.
Yeah. But we thank Frank for spending the time with us and considering volunteering. And we'll go from there. I would like to send a note out to Bill, if you could facilitate to your homeowner association.
Mhm.
We'll get you the copy and just see if there's anybody else
Okay.
that might be interested in volunteering, just to
Sure.
to continue to add to the committee would be great,
Yeah.
and from different places.
Okay.
Yep, no, that was it for me. Okay. Moving on to item 12. We should probably change this. We should probably change the title of this. This is talking about
Mhm.
the headquarters becoming. Sounds like we have become based
Mhm.
upon the update from last month.
Mhm.
But let's where are we at with regards to
Well-
field trips for the local schools?
So the field trip was scheduled for the week that our lower yard was underwater.
Mm.
So
Yeah, Robert could show you pictures of that. It was
Really?
you
The whole thing?
water covered the whole thing.
yeah,
It was only, this deep, but
it was completely underwater. And a lot of the activities that we had planned were going to take place in the lower yard. And we didn't want to take those activities out. So we rescheduled it for April 27th.
Okay.
And purely by coincidence, April 27th is also National Take Your Kids to Work Day.
Oh, wow.
Oh, all right.
So we're going to do the high school field trip in the morning. And get them through. It'll take about 2 hours. Then we're going to have kind of an open house lunch. And then in the afternoon, right after lunch, we're going to do a Take Your Kids to Work Day event. Adjusted for the different age groups, but we haven't done it since 2019, since before the pandemic. So we thought that would be a great opportunity, since it takes a lot of time to set up for events like that, and we'll already have everything set up. So we're just going to take advantage of the fact that that is all set up and do both events in one day.
Okay, so that's the 27th of April.
Yes.
I think the one that the original date, I was out of town. Okay. So is it okay if committee members attend?
I would say it's okay if committee members attend the afternoon event with for the Take Your Kids to Work Day. I'm not sure about the spacing and head count for the,
they could come
High
and
school field trip.
observe.
okay.
I'm just, as far as the field trip part.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with it. I know they've got a program all set up, so they haven't factored in committee members into the program at this point, but
Wait, no,
Coming-
just as the invisible observers
Yeah,
wandering around.
that's
is
fine.
that
no, I think that'd be great to give us some feedback, to have somebody else give them some feedback.
That's a Thursday also, right?
I believe so. Yes.
You don't have to feed me. I'll go to Nessie's. Okay.
The teachers targeting 30 students, which each group we can accommodate about 15. So we'll probably split them into 2 groups,
Mhm.
where some will be in the boardroom, some will be in the lower yard. But once we have the exact head count, that's when we'll create the agenda schedule. But we have a nice
Curricula,
nice
I think, for a school.
plan. Yes.
Well, I mean, if I had the opportunity, or if others had the opportunity just to come and peek in and see how things are going,
Certainly.
we don't have to participate. We can.
Yeah.
So we won't be a burden.
It's they should arrive around 9 a.m.
Mhm.
from the high school, and then after lunch is when we're doing the employee kids event.
Okay. All right,
Good.
yeah, if you could just send a note out to the committee members, that would be great. All right, so the 27th, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Hopefully it will not be raining.
We were thinking of doing an ark building adventure.
That would be nice.
Decided to, you know.
Whitewater rafting. Anything else on item 12?
Nope.
That sounds great. Good job. Item 13, newsletter communication content planning.
So I am going to share the screen here. And this is the same document that I had handed out last month. I know Hayden was remote today, so we are doing it live. So I just wanted to review. These are the things that the committee discussed last month as far as newsletter topics for April. So the three top ones there in yellow is what we have planned for April. We were going to do a recap of the high school field trip visit, but since that didn't happen, we pushed that to May.
Okay.
So there's quite a few items listed for May. So I wasn't sure if the committee wanted to revisit any of those. And then I was hoping to get some input on what we might want to include for June and potentially July. We can pencil those in down here.
Well, I guess it's obvious, but we want to keep the recap for the visit of the high school in May, right?
Mhm.
'Cause it'll be timely.
Yep.
I guess we could push understanding your water bill out to June. Makes sense.
Well, I think we're gonna have some Prop 218 notices going out, so
So that,
that might be a timely thing that we should include
In June,
In May.
in May.
in May.
Because we'll have our hearing on the rate increases in June.
okay, well, we have to keep National Drinking Water Week in May because it's in May, right?
Yeah, why is this not working?
Yeah. but Read only. It says up top, you gotta,
Oh, it is? Oh, sorry, the thing is covering it, so I can't see all those.
you can see it. It's over there, just to the left of your screen sharing. It says save as.
Oh, how odd. Already saved.
Um,
So yeah, the Awareness Month and Drinking Water Week, those are national events. So maybe the water efficiency piece we should push.
okay. Makes sense to me.
I think that it's not bad in May, because it's when irrigation season kicks up, to give people a reminder on their irrigation checks. It says June and January, but
So we normally just do a front and back, but we could expand it and make it a larger newspaper where it was essentially have 4 pages instead of.
you gotta talk to the bill sender on that. Because InfoSend has some limits.
Has some limits on what they can do. I thought we already did that quarterly
Well,
or something.
You can, but there's a,
Cost differential.
There's a cost.
yeah, and
Okay.
it's not small.
So you don't want to push water efficiency to June. Then all those things have to be in May then, right?
My
Yeah, I mean, we
question
could
is
do some-
whether we can physically fit it all there in
I
the 2
think that
pages.
The irrigation check could be a real small blurb, said, hey, so it starts to heat up, make sure to check your irrigation. We don't have to do a full article on it. And then
Okay.
give them a URL or even a QR code to get them to a.
You're talking about irrigation check.
You could almost do it
Yeah, I'm
as
talking
a
irrigation
snipe.
checks.
Time to check your irrigation with a QR code.
So can we do irrigation checks in May and move water efficiency to June?
That's probably better, yeah.
I agree.
Okay.
It's just that May is when it starts to warm up and people really start using water.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe this year
Okay,
it'll
so
rain
move
all,
to May with
I hope not.
QR code.
No,
Who knows?
my dog.
Next time your
has,
dog will go down and just,
No, he's made a mess of all my irrigation. I have water
Oh.
squirting out everywhere, so.
Okay.
Okay.
So anything else that we want to plan for June or July? This was kind of the blank list of suggested items.
what
from
what
last
I would, what I would like to do, if it's okay with you guys, is hand this over to Heather, who's gonna start on the 17th.
17th.
And, let her come back,
Okay.
and when she is, because she'll be doing the main coordination of this committee, and that way we can
Sure,
give her a crack at it and say, hey, I've come up with these ideas and pass them
Sure.
by.
that's
is-
fine. And Heather's last name is?
Mitchell.
Okay, well, we can defer then the out months to Heather.
She's getting
Recommendation.
notice, right?
That was Hickle.
Mitchell.
Heather Mitchell.
We stole it
Mitchell.
from Fallbrook
Sorry.
Mitchell Station.
Okay,
Very familiar with the area.
so we're
That
good for
helps.
the
That's
immediate
helpful.
2 months then, yes?
You'll be impressed.
Yeah.
I was.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right,
When is the Avocado Festival?
23rd.
The Avocado Festival is April 23rd.
We have schedules.
That's coming up in the next
That's
item.
the next item.
Ah.
Okay,
Yes, it is
anything
there.
else on item 13?
Nope.
Perfect.
Just one thing. Have we ever done kind of a picture and cut line summary of the big projects that have been accomplished over the last several years?
We have done some CIP update ones in the newsletter over time. It's just a
Well-
matter of with the 2 pages we have
Yeah.
allotted to us.
Not a lot.
Stuff.
We should have lift station 1,
Yeah,
Thoroughbred lift station coming online sometime in the summer, right?
I'm
Yeah,
thinking,
and
know.
I think we put that picture in one of the newsletters not too long ago.
Yeah.
I mean, the meter project, the lift station 1, the new pump stations. There's so
Yeah.
many things going on out there and on the cap side.
There was a CIP updates list on the list.
Yeah, there is. It's under
Upcoming
recurring
CIP.
CIP projects as needed.
So, as we have one that gets to because of a while that, like, if you drive by over there by the taco shop, and you
Yeah.
look at that thing, you're like, "Whoa, what's going on there?" There's a lot of money and stuff underground underneath all that stuff.
Right.
We gotta wait till it's shiny and looking nice up top before we take pictures of it. And people are over the trauma from the traffic, from the excavations.
And I know I asked this before and I apologize for not remembering the answer, but on our website, do we have a moving cycling
A carousel up top.
up top?
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, we
Yeah, we
could,
do.
we could use that as a add in accomplishments against CIP on there if we're not already doing that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I know we do put certain project information on there just for, let people know of shutdowns and whatnot, but as far as specific content like that, it's going to be added pretty easily.
I did actually want to ask if we wanted to put in the newsletter that we're looking for volunteers for the communications committee from ratepayers.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be great, and almost every one of them, but just as a little blurb.
Yeah, just a
Hey.
blurb.
for all committees now.
Yeah, we can use them on all of them.
Okay. All right.
Perfect. All right, moving on. Item 14, preparations for the Avocado Festival on the 23rd.
Yes, so it is on April 23rd. Oops, that's not the one I wanted to share yet. Agenda. Okay. Online people, can you see the schedule for the Avocado Festival on your screen? Hayden,
I'm sorry?
are you able to see the schedule?
No, I see right now, what I see is the media plan.
Oh, okay, I gotta stop and reshare then, okay. Share screen, agenda. Okay, so we have staff members who have volunteered to work the booth. I know we usually have volunteers work as well, board members. And I wanted to see if any committee members wanted to volunteer to work side by side. We've got kind of 3-hour shifts planned out. So we've got 3 openings there from 9 to 12, 11:30 to 2:30, or 2 to 5. And our new PR person will be there, but we're not going to leave her alone because it's her first week on the job. It'll be a learning experience for her.
She had planned to be at the event anyway with her previous.
With her previous employer.
Not a
so-
surprise. This is, oh yeah, I already have it on my calendar.
6 to
It's
11.
Saturday or Sunday?
It's a Sunday.
It's Sunday, and
I'll do morning.
You want to do the 9 to 12?
Sure.
SCHU,
No C,
no,
SHUTE.
SHUTE. Okay.
C was silent anyway, so. You know,
Or the S.
Any other volunteers?
Carleen, I'll need to get back with you. I need to adjust my schedule since it's a Sunday. And
Okay,
I don't know right now whether it'd be morning or afternoon, but one or the other.
I'll do the same. I'll get back to you. I better check and see what's going on
All
that
right.
date.
sounds good. We've got
Maybe that 11:30 to 2:30, but I don't want to. I'll make a note and call you back.
Sounds good. So we also have ordered and we have in stock the promotional items that we're going to give away. So
Mhm.
those of you who are here in person, you have a little swag bag.
did you
Uh,
get one over there?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, got it.
So we've got these cool little all-in-one avocado tools. And yeah, those of you online, it's cool. We'll have one here for you. And we've got the hot cold packs that are shaped like an avocado. So we had the hot cool packs in previous years, but they were just kind of blue,
Flat
kind
things.
of looked like water, but I think it's kind of fun to
Are
have
these tools
the
branded?
avocado theme. They are branded.
Oh.
It's our logo's on it and it says, yeah, you can't grow avocados without water. So yeah.
What is this?
they're fun. That is a fan.
You sure it's not for a microphone? You
I'm,
know, like professional.
right.
Hello, hello.
yeah, it's a fan. You can roll it up into your pocket. Let me show you how that works. So
Put a battery in it.
you twist it just like your car shades,
Oh,
like this, and it goes small, and then it goes right in this, and you can stick it in your pocket.
it's not a Frisbee, Bill.
Interesting.
What do you use it for?
The fan
It's
you-
literally a fan
Oh, of course.
for when it's
Hasn't been
hot
hot for so
outside.
long, I forgot.
If they were green, you could use it as a background. of,
Yeah,
Your video.
So you can.
Green screen.
it's
Very
not
nice.
just quite warm at the avocado festival. So those are popular.
It's got
And
got our logo on it too, right?
and then we have this nice little spray
nice.
bottle fan that you can fill with water and
Cool.
kind of,
Squirt your dog.
self cool.
Does that already have a battery in it or is it, do they?
No, it's pumping it.
It's a pump. I
Oh,
think.
but, the pump moves the propeller too?
I'm not
Oh,
sure.
it says double.
Oh, yeah, it does require batteries.
Yeah.
We'll have a couple there to display,
nice.
but yeah.
Very nice.
So
Oh, that's cool. That's very cool.
If it's hot, we'll probably be using them.
Yeah, I'll need some.
yeah, we will.
Okay, those are gonna be good prizes for our spinners, right? They're gonna be.
Yep,
to
for
win?
the spin to win wheel.
Gotcha.
Exactly. And I also wanted to get feedback. I'm going to share my screen again. On the goals for the Avocado Festival. So I know we've participated in previous years, but I don't know how clearly we've articulated what our key objectives are for our participation and how we're going to meet them. So I just put this together. I'd like more input from the committee on whether something should be added, changed, et cetera. So the first objective, engaging the community and building goodwill. This would be, attracting people to the booth with the spin to win. People see that they can win something and they line up. So it's usually pretty easy to pull people in that way. We also have tons of these coloring books
Right.
of the water cycle. And last year or the last previous years, we had just a single size booth, but we got a double size this year. So I was thinking we might have space to put either the half of a table or a table where kids could sit in the shade and rest and actually let them color while they're there instead of just handing out the coloring books. Because we did see a couple of other booths that had activities for kids and that could be fun.
Now, well, we have a double wide, right?
We have a double wide and it's actually like front and back instead of being side by side in the same row. They're front and back on each row. So it's going to be like a tunnel.
Right.
So we're still kind of working out how we're going to arrange everything because this is the first time we've had that. But part of the reason we wanted to do that was because the display apparatus that kind of shows our distribution system. It's always been kind of shoved in the corner and we've always had it there, but it's been really challenging for people to actually get to it and see it and all of that. So,
Okay.
so we're hoping that'll help. The second objective is education, teaching how our distribution system works. That's what the miniature model is there for. And we've got staff members there who can help explain each element. We've got a couple of people from our meter team who volunteered to work. So that's good. Promoting water efficiency. We've got using water wisely, these little wheel things that they're aged a bit, but I think it's timeless information. So it's still helpful. So we'll hand those out. And then the third piece, the third objective would be community listening. So I don't know that I've worked the booth most years we've had it, and I don't know that we've ever really documented all the questions that we get.
Nope.
So I was thinking we could have a clipboard just to write down and have a record of what are the questions that we get. Are they asking us about rates? Are they asking us about projects? Or asking it, what do they want to know about? And then it could potentially be an opportunity to get customer feedback as well. I know Cynthia had put together a survey.
Committee members? Do some recruitment.
That's true. We have actually had the HR recruitment brochures too, but we can also recruit for committee members. So Cynthia had put together a SurveyMonkey survey that we didn't get any responses to previously, but we can actually put it on an iPad and put the iPad in kiosk mode. So if people stop by the booth, and we ask them if they're a rate paper, we can invite them to just take the survey on the spot. And we can make it really short. If the committee thinks that's a good idea, I have some suggested questions that you can provide me with some feedback on.
So there could be some, one of the smaller, giveaways that if they fill out a survey.
Yeah, or we could just say, if you do the survey, we'll give you a water bottle. You don't have to spin to win, where you may or may not get a water bottle. We'll just
Go through water bottles pretty fast.
I know.
Question survey or something. Right?
But not everyone who
We'll get
comes.
some surveys.
Yeah, well, not everyone who comes to the booth is a ratepayer.
Oh, yeah.
There are only a handful, so we can set aside
Okay.
some water bottles just for the people who agree to take the surveys.
Or if they're there late in the afternoon, yeah, if you fill the survey, you'll get.
And an all-in-one avocado cool, maybe.
See what's not moving. Okay.
So are there any other suggestions on, what we want to accomplish by participating in the Avocado Festival, or ideas for, what else we should do while we're there?
Well, I mean, if you think of the Avocado Festival as a trade show, yeah, I guess you could look at it that way. You want to see what kind of booth traffic you're going to get, right? So if one person in the booth is always designated to have one of those clickers like the person at Costco has, when it comes to the booth, you're capturing that person regardless of whether or not they spin the wheel or they take a survey, just to start tracking how many people come to the booth. And obviously the Avocado Festival whoever Chamber of Commerce will be talking about how many people they think, or the safety. We'll talk about how many people were there, but it definitely be good to start tracking that number. Right? So I think if you track that number, if you track a number like against the questions, the people who engage in conversations and you ask questions, and the ones who fill out a survey, in addition to the spin stuff, then you start seeing some interesting trends with regards if, for every 5 people, that come, we have a sit down with one person or they take a survey or something like that. But I would definitely try to grab that number. How many people stop any stuff? That's in interact with us at the booth.
Okay.
Other thoughts?
All right, I'll stop sharing this, and I've drafted.
Gotta share it.
Oh yeah, sorry. These are some suggested survey questions that we could ask on the iPad. So I know the shorter it is, the more likely people are going to complete it. So I was trying to keep it keep it short. We could make it even shorter.
Yeah, I would, the first question, it's so broad.
Okay,
I think people would, have, I mean, it's just so general, right? I would
Mhm.
qualify it a little bit more, how satisfied are you with the, or the water service, the water provide, some type of, I mean, we're in the business of providing water and delivering water to people's houses, so,
And
right,
taking their poop.
that.
Water and sewer.
It is.
No, it stays at my house. But something a little bit more specific, I think would be helpful. And if that means we need to have a couple of questions like that.
so I think I've got some later questions that are more specific, so maybe we could even eliminate this question so that, how well do we understand your questions and concerns the last time you called for assistance?
Mhm.
Would there have
Yeah.
to be an NA on that one? Because some people may have not have called.
Why
Yeah,
don't we, why
That's
don't you put
the
it,
5 scale that would include an NA.
I would put it this way. Have you contacted us with questions and concern?
Mhm.
And then if so, how do you rate our response?
That's probably better tee up.
Yeah,
Because then it was a yes, no, and then
yes, no, how do you rate our response?
Okay, I think we can do a conditional question where it'll
Yeah.
only give them those extra questions if they say yes to
Yeah.
that.
And then on 5, I wouldn't make it that you only can pick one. You can click as many as you
Mhm.
want.
Did we ask them if they've been following the district's effort at
On
changing
detachment.
its water source or detachment? I'd like to know.
If they're
As long
aware.
I know this isn't a big survey, but
as long as, we'll give the talking points to all the people who were there.
Be nice to know if they're concerned about reliability.
Yeah, I have reliability on there.
okay.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. It's a lot of words.
I don't know that service reliability is the way it's couched.
Clear.
Supply
Okay,
reliability.
supply, okay.
The,
Water supply, right?
we'll have talking points for whoever's in the booth at any given time on detachment, because not everybody on the staff is equally
Sure.
proficient in answering questions. But we'll have to have them all trained up to some level. But then they can just say, here, call this guy, I'll give him my card. For me,
All right, so do we want to go ahead and add a question that
have
the
you
bills,
been-
have you been
Following.
Or are you?
following?
Are you aware? Yeah, I think, are you aware of the
Are you aware of the
district's efforts to
districts?
change wholesale suppliers? Detachment is such a
Yes, I agree then. Change wholesale water suppliers.
Okay. So that's going to be yes or no. Do we want to ask a follow-up if they say yes?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
You could ask, you could just say. Based on what you know, are you in favor or what is your position?
Yeah, that's
What
that's
is
not
your
bad.
position on this? In favor, opposed, don't know.
That'd be good.
We're gonna not run into political fair practices
Yeah,
issues.
you're right.
Do
I
you?
was just thinking that as I was saving that, because we can't push them either way.
I think just asking the question is
Yeah.
fine, right?
Yeah.
Are you
Yes or
aware?
no.
Because if they're not, they're just going to ask.
Well, it'd
whoever's
also give us
staffing
some
the booth.
knowledge of how well we've been doing on our outreach.
Sure.
But I mean,
Right.
it's been in the paper. I mean,
Yeah.
That's
been
just
on the
awareness.
news. I mean, I don't know. We haven't hired a skywriter about it yet, but I know a pilot though. You do that with a glider, Hayden, thinking you can get all the way over here
It's real hard to spell out something in
when you got no engine. No heat source.
No, I think, again. Try it again, pack it in, and I think you're only gonna, I mean, they're moving from booth. to
I mean, just
right?
Fast, yeah.
You're not gonna get them very long, so.
I think
just that yes or no response would help us determine
How,
how effective we are in our communications.
okay.
That's fine. Okay, great.
All right, so that's, so it looks like we'll have,
And will we
We'll
have
have
two
7
iPads there,
questions.
one for each side or?
yeah, we can have 2 iPads probably.
With a security cable on.
Well, we're gonna have at least 2 people in the booth most of the time, except when someone's on a break. So
Can we ask if whether or not I assume with the survey, we're talking only to our ratepayers, but there are going to be a large number of Fallbrook people when you get to detachment that capturing that information and but quantifying it so that we can pass it back to FPUD.
Well, you could ask a beginning question, which is, are you a Fallbrook, an FPUD customer? Are you a Rainbow customer or are you neither?
Other.
Then
Other.
other.
Yeah, I think the goal on this one was to only limit it to our customers. I guess we could add it onto FPUD's customers as well. There'll be more of them than our customers, but this will need more bottles.
yeah, that'd be a lot of
Yeah,
bottles.
Let's stick it to Rainbow. Let's stick to Rainbow.
FPUD will have their own booth.
Okay.
They
Yeah,
got
they
their
will.
own-
Their
Their own
booth.
survey. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay. All right.
Well, it's a game plan anyway.
You
Sounds
might let Noelle know that we're going to be conducting that survey and she might want to.
Yeah, I'll
Piggyback
share.
off of
I'll share with her the survey and see if they want to emulate it or something like
Mm.
that. See if we can.
Their
get
choice
that.
then.
ComEd to get it set up. So
I can just give her access to. I can create one for her.
All right. Anything else on 14?
That's all for item 14.
I'm excited. I really had fun. I mean, I moved to the greater Fallbrook area, Bonsall area, 6 years ago, I guess, from Scripps Ranch. And this, with the pandemic and moving in, this was the first time that I was ever able to go last year, and it was fun. I really,
yeah.
it was nice.
It is fun.
as if the weather cooperates, it's not a zillion degrees. Some years it is.
Some years it is, yeah.
All right. Okay, moving on. Item 15, 70th anniversary celebration planning.
So we haven't done much additional, but we shared the committee's feedback with the board at the last board meeting. So I got just general nods and acknowledgement. I think they're on the same page with, waiting to design a new logo until after detachment or, deferring that. So we're going to still go forward with just a 70th anniversary logo, not a whole new district logo that somehow we'll try to incorporate our existing logo into that, or that's what FPUD did. And when Heather starts, I'll have her start the logo contest. We were going to have an employee contest, for ideas on generating that anniversary logo.
And you
And
can
then
open the
do the
contest up to committee members too. You got
Yeah.
logo ideas,
Sure.
Okay.
but it'll be fairly simple. Like Fallbrook's 100, they just have the 100 and then their same logo.
Okay.
Right. And we can do a lot of design stuff with, the tools that we have. So we're going to make sure employees know that they can give us an actual design logo as their submittal, or they can give us an idea that we can then go create a kind of a mock-up of their concept that
Sure.
they present.
Excellent. And again, remind me, the anniversary is December?
December.
Very end December.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions on item 15? All right, item 16, committee membership.
So one of the things that, Cynthia had served as either regular and alternate at different times here. But we would suggest that Heather be made the alternate, Heather Mitchell, when she starts for next month. She'll be the one primarily involved with, obviously working with Carlene, but handling some of these, the preparation of the materials and doing the legwork, kind of like Cynthia did. So I think she'd be the most appropriate choice as an alternate.
So she's basically taking Cynthia's place or
for the
portion.
she'll be
Just the
part-time
communications
doing the
piece.
communications. She's got a master's degree in communications and has
okay,
been working in the
sure.
area for years doing that. And we're really lucky to have her because
Okay.
I remember when she called me and said, "Hey, I'm thinking about this job." I'm like,
Well, I don't think we can do a motion since she isn't here yet, right? We have to wait.
I would imagine so.
Yeah, she'll be here
17th. But
for the
would it
main-
be
She
before
will
the-
work for me and I can tell her she's doing this.
Would
So
it be before the board meeting?
it's really up to her.
The board has to.
The board has to adopt it. So we've got to get this on the board agenda. Maybe
When-
we can get
When's the board meeting?
is the,
25th.
So can we
That's
just,
just a week in advance.
so we can then ask the board to, because she'll already be here?
Yes,
yes,
we could put it on
it's,
the board meeting agenda for April.
I didn't ask Cynthia if she wanted to be an alternate. I didn't ask Tracy if she wanted. to be.
we would then.
You've got
Yeah,
time
Don
for
was there
the.
for this.
Yeah, but
The
but
board.
this is a part timer,
board.
Tom. You don't want to
We're
drive
there.
her away.
So that's all
Yeah,
we got
I-
to do.
I
I
think-
There's no motion, there's
I think-
nothing, right?
Well, you would, this committee would make a motion to recommend to
Yeah.
the board to appoint her as the alternate.
Okay, can I have a
So moved.
motion?
I so moved that we.
Second,
Heather Mitchell.
Appoint Heather Mitchell.
Ask the board to appoint Heather Mitchell as our alternate.
All right,
member.
roll call.
second,
Member Hamilton,
aye.
member Shoot,
Aye,
and member Stewart.
Aye.
Thank you.
done.
Yeah, we wouldn't do this for a member of the public, but she's an employee. She's getting paid to be.
No, I get it. I was just thinking about timing and I already mentioned in my comments about Frank.
Yes.
Okay, anything else on committee membership?
We're still on the recruit though for other members.
Yep.
Yeah.
Would we ideally have 5?
Up to 7, is it? 7 and
Maybe
2
we
alternates,
can,
and 2 alternates,
Yeah,
I think
okay.
is the max.
it's been hard to fill those positions. Okay. We have a real opportunity, I think, on the Avocado Festival Day to,
Sure.
speak to people.
And sometimes the people who are most passionate about either their water bill, positive, negative things, say, hey, you want to get inside the building and try to affect change? Come on down.
So on this topic, and I'm gonna go on my way back
Before-
time machine.
Before we move off the committee membership, was
Yep.
Cynthia gonna join the,
No,
okay,
Not at this time. She said she might do it later, but she's too
okay,
busy
that's
doing
fine.
other
Thank you.
retirement stuff right now.
so I had seen, and I don't know if I had sent it to Cynthia or not, but it was an avocado board trifold or something like this that I got in the mail a year or so back. And it was just all about I don't know, I think it was the avocado board, but anyway, it was a nice trifold and it was I thought it would be the perfect format to make something that would talk about volunteering for the water district.
I thought
So
we did one of those ones.
Yeah, I thought we did too.
So we had talked about it and we talked about it maybe when we were doing the voting was happening here, but just if we can look, because I think if we can have some of those printed up that talks about the different committees, what the committee's responsibilities are. And
And we can permanently have that in the lobby as well.
right, and then we can hand them out to the ratepayers at the Avocado Festival as well to help with the recruitment, to say, well, what would it mean to join the Customer Service Communication Committee? Am I even qualified? That kind of a little Q&A and why it's so important to be part of the community.
Yeah.
So that would be great. Okay. All right. Anything else on 16? All right. Item 17, appointment of vice chairperson.
I nominate Bill.
Stuart,
Yeah,
And
sorry, the other Bill.
there's 2 of them here.
How about Bill S?
Yeah, that's.
That didn't work either.
would you be willing to serve?
Yes, I would, as vice chair.
Okay, so I guess we have a nomination. Do we motion to
There
approve?
was a motion and a second.
Okay, we're done.
Well, you gotta
We
get a
got a
vote.
I,
It's a
Hayden
motion
moved.
by Hayden to nominate
Bill
Bill.
S.
Did you second that?
I
Bill?
did.
Bill, the
second
other
it.
Bill S nominated it.
another Bill is,
I know.
the other Bills,
Bill S seconded it rather.
I'm glad
Think
he's
You guys are
hated.
confused. Member Hamilton,
I,
member Shoot,
Aye,
and member Stewart.
Hi,
Thank you.
there you go.
I voted for myself.
There you go.
There you go.
You're in. Okay, item 18, detachment update.
Okay, so we're getting closer. Last month, we had the release of the early draft staff report. I think it was just after this meeting that occurred, which was discussed at 2 meetings, one the Special District Advisory Committee and one the Cities Advisory Committee last month downtown. They couldn't get out of the room, so we had it in the county supervisors chambers where we were sitting up like
Yeah.
at the county supervisor's table, which was weird, but okay. There's a number of things in the report that we disagree with. There are some things they got right. I mean, the thing I would say about the report, and LAFCO staff has had a tough job to distill what amounts to about 12,000 pages of documents into some sort of cogent thing. They've been sent down numerous rabbit holes by the water authority that they've had to deal with, a laundry list of complaints. And to their credit, and they followed the facts and the law, and each and every one of those, for the most part, has been dispelled as being not significant. The one challenging part, those the report had a couple of conclusions that are recommendations, 3 of them, and they call them option X, option Y, and option Z. Why they picked those, I don't know. Option X would be to approve the detachment with an exit fee. Option Y would be to defer the detachment decision until after they do a municipal service review on the water authority. A process would likely take about 2 years, which is just bonkers. And option Z, deny the application outright. So obviously option Z is not something we're interested in. The exit fee idea used the calculations by Dr. Hanneman, their specialist from Berkeley, who did this crazy report that if anybody's read it, just scratches their head when they read him asking himself questions and then answering them in the report. And his calculation of about $12.5 million a year net financial impact to the water authority, where oddly we only save 7, but they lose 12. But it's irrespective. We think his number's high and our savings are higher than what they said, but it's in the ballpark. Let's just say the water authority was saying it's more like $40 million a year they're going to lose, which is completely insane because we don't even send them that much money. So, so Dr. Hanneman said that he recommended an exit be paid for 3 to 10 years with the rationale that, any agency with enough advance notice that their demands are going to go down in the future can adjust their budgets and things to where they can handle it. It's just the immediacy of that revenue loss that causes them problems. And so they applied that for 5 years. So 12.85 is about $64 million. Well, we had pointed out to them, and the water authority had pointed out to them, that they were going to save $40 million if we leave. And
We've paid it.
Well, it's for the emergency storage product pump stations, which we've paid in for cash for those and the dams that they built down south that we don't get full access to the water and all those things. And so oddly, though, LAFCO only put a credit of $21 million in this report based on an analysis that
Kim Thorner.
Warner from Liebenheim had done looking at a 2011 water authority budget. And I have no idea. And I've asked her and she says, yeah, I was wrong on that. And LAFCO still went with it. Because the water authority had submitted a document to LAFCO that said we will save $40 million if they detach, and even reiterated that in one of our previous meetings. Yeah, it's in footnote A on page 123 of this report we did. That's the number. Strange. So we've had some conversation with LAFCO, and actually they have a consultant working with them now, former city councilman Chris Cate, who was on the water authority board, and I served with him for many years on there. Good guy, smart guy. He's looking into it. He'll end up with the right number because it's in their budgets. It's just buried in a huge document and nobody understands the document. We'll have to dig into. I mean, I do, and we've told them, but they want to do it on themselves. And I'm confident Chris will find the right number. So it's likely that under this proposal, which is going to be changed, I'm expecting a new reversion of it coming out. We have a meeting on Monday with the special ad hoc committee. So we're expecting a new version to come out sometime between now and Monday, but they usually try to give us a couple of days with it. We expect to see that. So then they're talking $24 million over 5 years, which we pay about 2/3 of that because Fallbrook, we use about double the amount of water Fallbrook does.
That's
so,
$3 million.
And so you're looking at a little over $3 million a year exit fee. We'll save double that, but it's still a bitter pill to swallow. The concept of we've been pushing and will continue to push is that the Water Authority Act does not allow for that. LAFCO has in this report recognized that, but they say that their powers supersede that. We disagree. It's a legal question. We think the appellate court has looked into this and has weighed the other way, but they haven't directly address the Antelope Valley East Current appellate case, which talks about these sorts of things. And so we're hoping to get them to do that in their final report. Another aspect of the the exit fee is that it seems arbitrary in some ways, because we've also asked that if you're going to give us credit, I mean, if you're looking at what they're saving, there's going to be benefit, debits and credits on both sides. Like say we owned a pizza parlor and we decided to split up. We look at our assets and our liabilities and we each have our fair share of those things. The Water Authority has one of the most liquid assets there is, water, sitting down in storage, that 111,000 acre feet as of January that we help pay to put in there, that's sitting there, used for carryover storage mostly, but also emergency storage, that everybody on a pro rata basis this county paid for. And so we
What's
own
that
about
water
6
worth?
Well, at the retail rate, about $12 million, what we have in there. And so we're like, you can either give us the money or give us the water, or at least give us as the wholesale cost. I don't know that we're going to get that in there, because we're like, hey, because, we have an argument that we paid for all these pipelines and facilities down south. And so, we want our fair share. Well, we can't dig up the pipelines and take, I want 6% of this pipeline and 6% of that. But the water is easily transferable. They can either just let us use it at the price we paid to put it in there. It'll be in lieu. They can't pump it up here because they never built the pump stations, but they're just, in lieu, like you're going to give us this water for free, and then that will be used what you
It's
replenish.
called QSA exchange water.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know we're going to get there, but it's an argument we're going to make because it seems unfair to do that. The second option Y, and at the city's advisory committee, I figured out after I had to take a speaker slip for that one because I'm not on it. I said, I only have one question on option Y to LAFCO staff, and that's why. Why would we do an MSR and delay this thing another couple of years? Because that's just brutal. LAFCO is supposed to, by statute, do MSRs every 5 years for all these agencies. The Water Authority's kind of flown under the radar of LAFCO's for the last 20 years. They've been supposed to be doing this. And now they decide after 3 years of running through the hoops, over 3 years now, well, now we got to do this MSR issue. You're going to have to wait. And that's just, we believe, patently unfair.
And it hasn't been done in 20 years.
They haven't ever done one on the water.
Never done. In fact, the Water Authority is fighting even doing one.
Yeah, they don't want to, and this is going to be a protracted drag out. And I've tried to explain, and I've spoken to the executive officer, and I've written an email saying, you don't want detachment as part of that MSR. It's going to be a hard enough thing to do a study on the Water Authority without them throwing out,
What ifs?
gravitational black holes of questions that are going to suck your staff down this rabbit hole, this wormhole for, weeks trying to figure out what this distractive element is.
Well,
I mean-
even the legal authority for them to do an MSR is going to
Right. They
have
would
to be resolved first.
And so having the detachment is the cherry on top of all that isn't going to help you and your staff.
On the report, I know you had mentioned in the past, not just about the water that you were talking about, the surplus water, but that we had contributed a lot of money into funds for projects as of yet unbuilt or undone.
That's that 40.
That's the 40 million part for the emergency storage pump
Yeah.
stations.
Okay, so that's just cash that's been given that has not been used.
Yeah, the emergency storage project we started paying in 1998 on that. It includes the Levenheim Reservoir, the San Vicente Dam raise, associated pumps and things like that associated with that whole project. The last components were 3 North County pump stations, one to serve Valley Center and Uema, which just last month got approved by the board for construction, and the other 2 for Fallbrook and Rainbow, which have not even been designed. And so,
Does the report discuss credits for that?
yeah,
Okay.
but it just got the wrong number. They
Got
put
it.
21
21
instead of
million.
40. And
I
I
understand. Okay,
I still don't
okay,
understand.
I'm locking. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, and so they're going to get closer to the right. I have faith in Chris Kate. And so if you're one of our 2 watchers, hey buddy, what's going on? Chris, he works for the city of San Diego. City of San Diego, well, he did. He doesn't anymore. He was elected. But he's a smart guy. He understands numbers and facts. And I have 100% confidence that somebody looking at the actual Water Authority budgets and documents will come up with the right number or extremely close to it, not miss it by half. So
Okay.
and I don't know how Kim got that. 'cause
To their
Kim's also-
favor.
But
Yeah.
so the second option they've offered for this delay is we're going to push as hard as we can to not do that because it isn't fair to our ratepayers. And if they do something like that, they better give us, if they're going to do an exit fee, we better get credit for the extra money we paid while we're waiting for them after dragging us through this for 3 years. And then you say, oh, at the very end of it, after 12,000 pages of document, oh no, we got to do this other thing that you could have started 2 or 3 years ago and done them concurrently. And by the, you know, lack of foresight or whatever by LAFCO, now our ratepayers are going to be punished for that. So we'll have to see what we can get with.
They're
that.
already
It's-
being punished.
Oh yeah, and this whole thing's been ridiculous how long it's taken. And so but it is looking like I've predicted dates for it to be on an agenda in the past, but right now the first week of June is looking more and more solid, and I understand Supervisor Desmond is pushing hard for it. There were some commissioners who wanted to have multiple hearing dates so they could have longer public speaker queues and things like that. And but Desmond wants to do it in one big long meeting and get it done. So
Okay.
I don't know if that's going to happen because everything we said is they're going to do it June and August and do the final call in August. I mean, I delayed my retirement by 2 months to do this thing. Maybe the calendar will move up if that actually is going to happen in June. And so I don't know where that's going to land, but it is it's disappointing. We're going to have a special ad hoc advisory committee Monday at noon. Hayden will attend virtually because he's still tendering a puppy there, and give some comments from our board to let them know, because there are some people down there who think that it's the 2 general managers just doing this thing on a whim and don't understand that our board is the ones telling us you got to find us cheaper supply of water. And so we're getting closer to the end or the beginning. I'm not sure which it is, or we're going to take another trip around the sun on this damn thing. And it's
Down the rabbit hole. Got it.
yep, that's
Any-
where we're at.
Any other questions on item 18? Thanks for the update. Okay, item 19, public communications related media stories. Bill, you had talked about that one that was in the
Yeah.
Trib.
Already talked.
There was a similar one in the Village News.
A little while back.
Anything?
We'll
else?
be having another communication coming out for the town hall meeting. It's going to be in May. We're having the final town hall. It's going to be up at FPUD on May. It's the 17th, was it? I'm trying to remember the exact date. Don't quote me on that.
Okay, and while you're looking up that,
So
so
it's the 17th, yes. Wednesday, the 17th,
6 o'clock.
6 PM,
that's 17th of,
May.
May.
The target for that is we didn't want to have it too far in advance of the commission hearing,
okay,
but not too close to it.
where's
So
that going to be?
Fallbrook's offices, FPUD's offices. 6 PM. It's usually a pretty packed event, so you'll all see a postcard in the mail coming out here shortly.
All right, and then, once we get through this high school, open house, field trip thing, maybe we can, tee up the, Village News. Maybe we get a little article written about it.
Yeah, let's get some good pictures.
Okay.
That would be great.
Now we have that Canon camera around here somewhere. We can do something other than an iPhone picture.
All right. Anything else on 19?
Nope.
Okay, takes us to 20, list of suggested agenda items for the next meeting. We can take 17 off.
Updates on how the Avocado Festival went and the kids visit on the 27th of April, and just looking forward to seeing how all these activities that are coming up in April go. Other than that, I don't have anything new.
Good. Aiden, anything from you?
Nope, I think you've covered, probably not appropriate to put 11 back on.
I don't know if she'll have time to have made progress.
That's what my thought is
She'll only
maybe
have,
move that to May.
yeah.
But it could be that Ahmed's been doing stuff
Excuse
that
me.
he's just not
June.
here to tell us about. So we might have something, but we'll
Well, let's defer 11 to June's meeting, then
All right.
not put it on next month. All right, anything else?
Yep.
It's 4:50. We are adjourned.
Thank you much.
thank you, everybody.